I got Tank. I got Tank winning that fight. He just got to be on defense in the earlier round.
The highly anticipated fight between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach on March 1st at the Toyota Center in Houston has sparked mixed reactions. While some fans are thrilled, others are feeling let down. Social media has been buzzing with trash talk, drawing in not just fans, but also fighters and trainers, making the build-up even more intense.
Much more guys don't like each other. You know what I mean? So, it was a DC guy that I got into it with.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So one of the older guys named Dana, he basically like told me chill out. Like, nah.
Right.
DC and Baltimore don't fuck with each other.
Yeah, they don't. One thing about it, the city.
Both Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach have traded heated words, but it was Frank Martin's message to Roach that really grabbed attention. A top contender himself, Martin warned Roach against taking on Davis, saying he doesn't believe Roach has what it takes to defeat the undefeated champion.
Whoa.
Martin's message was blunt. I don't think he can put Tank down. Everyone feels confident until they step into the ring with him. This will just be another loss for Roach. This comment added even more tension to the already fiery social media exchanges between Davis and Roach as the fight draws near. Davis has been a dominant force in the lightweight division, known for his power, speed, and devastating knockouts. His reputation as one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing is backed by ESPN, which ranks him number 8 on the pound-for-pound list. Thanks to his standing with the WBA, Davis has the ability to defend his lightweight title against super featherweight opponents. While some see this as a strategic move, others believe it allows him to avoid tougher challenges in his own division, helping him maintain his undefeated record against what critics call easier opponents.
$1 worth of game, where in your mind did you say, I'm going to fuck Tank up?
He in a spot that I want. You know what
You
I
gonna
mean?
finish
Like, yeah, he gonna find out. The sparring, look, this
He
the
didn't
thing.
touch me up. You were scared to get in the ring.
Where your man's at?
Lamont Roach moving up in weight for this fight has led some to believe that Gervonta "Tank" Davis is once again choosing a smaller opponent to secure an easy win. However, Davis's track record tells a different story. His last fight against Frank Martin in June was a clear display of his speed and knockout power. Davis dominated in the middle rounds before delivering a devastating knockout, further cementing his reputation as one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing. It's no surprise that Martin, having experienced Davis's power firsthand, is now warning Roach against taking the fight.
Do you feel like Tank has been receiving unfair criticism because of Lamont not being as known of a fighter as his past opponent?
Yeah, but it's not Tank's fault. You know, the guys with the so-called names, they turn Tank down, they price themselves out. And because people don't know Lamont, he's not as popular, they think he can't fight, but Lamont can fight. And he got a hell of a pedigree, you know, 7-time national champion, and he's tough.
Lamont Roach steps into this fight with a record of 25 wins, 1 loss, and 10 knockouts. He's been on an impressive 6-fight winning streak since his only career defeat to Jamal Herring in 2019. His biggest victory came last November when he edged out Hector Garcia by split decision to capture a world title. While Roach isn't as widely known as Gervonta Davis, his recent performances prove he's not to be overlooked. His confidence has been on full display leading up to the fight, especially in his heated social media exchanges with Davis.
My guy, left-hander, dynamite, power, explosive, you know what I'm saying? Good boxing ability. He's in training camp right now. He's putting that work in, and you know, I mean,
On X, Lamont Roach made it clear that he doesn't see himself as just another opponent for Gervonta Davis. You must think I'm one of those regular shit you fought, lol. Cut it out, Measy. Roach fired back at Davis, making it known that he believes he's different from the usual fighters Davis has faced, and he's ready to prove it in the ring. But Davis, always confident, didn't let it slide. He quickly responded with a warning. I advise you not to talk so much. It can be bad for you. You know that already though, yo. It was a classic Davis moment. Calm, collected, and fully prepared to back up his words when fight night arrives.
See what? You roll slow. There you go. I bet you did. I don't know how long.
Despite Lamont Roach's winning streak and confidence in his ability to challenge Gervonta Davis, many analysts and fans remain doubtful. While Roach has shown noticeable improvement in recent fights, most struggle to see how he can seriously threaten someone as powerful and skilled as Davis. However, boxing is a sport full of surprises, and Roach is determined to be the underdog who proves everyone wrong. Frank Martin's warning to Roach carries significant weight, not just because Martin is a respected fighter, but because he has first-hand experience against Davis. Once considered a future champion, Martin's career took a major hit after facing Davis, a testament to the kind of challenge Roach is up against.
Whoa.
Frank Martin was completely outclassed by Gervonta Davis, who used his speed and power to overwhelm him before sealing the fight with a knockout that left no doubt about his dominance. Despite this, Lamont Roach has made it clear that he's not intimidated by the challenge of facing Davis. Even with Davis's undefeated record and fearsome reputation, Roach is stepping into the fight with confidence. His message is simple: I'm not Frank Martin. He believes he brings a different skill set and experience to the ring, and he's determined to go one step further by pulling off the upset and dethroning the undefeated lightweight champion.
There's a certain limit that you hit, right? But then there's that next criteria or that next top tier. And if you don't match that, you know, you never gonna know how great you really are. And I've done that a few amount of times already. I jumped out that box and done that. So I have yet to see Gervonta come out of that box yet. You know what I'm saying? They're about to put him with a guy at 130 pounds. Whether he's a champion or not, you're getting a guy lighter than you to come up and weight to make you look good again. I'm saying.
One key difference Lamont Roach has emphasized is his experience compared to Frank Martin. While Martin struggled against Gervonta Davis, Roach insists that his own background and skill set make him a much tougher challenge. Respectfully, I'm not Frank Martin, Roach said in an interview with Cigar Talk. He pointed out that Martin only started boxing at 15, a relatively late start, which left him lacking the experience needed to handle someone as skilled as Davis. In contrast, Roach believes his years in the sport give him an advantage Martin didn't have. He didn't have the experience to be in there with someone as skilled and seasoned as Tank, Roach said. Confident in his abilities, Roach believes he can match Davis in nearly every aspect of the fight. I've got the same skill level as Tank. I've got the same experience as Tank. I've got the reflexes, the ability, and damn sure the IQ.
They're both champions, but in this case, Garcia is the challenger.
Roach's confidence isn't just talk. His career shows a more extensive and tested track record compared to Frank Martin. Competing at 130 pounds, Roach currently holds the WBA super featherweight title, but will be moving up to 135 pounds for this fight. He's also no stranger to Gervonta Davis, having sparred with him twice in the past. Though he lost both sessions by decision, those experiences haven't shaken his belief that he can finally get the better of Davis. With continued growth and improvement in each fight, Roach is convinced that this time, the outcome will be different.
Man, I watched a few of your amateur fights, right? I didn't know that you and Tank fought many years ago as well, man. And I saw that, man. It was a close fight, man. It was a JO 2011.
Yeah.
I was battling back and forth, brother.
Yeah.
See, these boys look like pros as amateurs, man.
Frank Martin and Lamont Roach have different fighting styles, and Roach believes this is where he holds an advantage. Martin is known for his speed, quick reflexes, and technical precision. While he has some knockout power, his approach relies more on movement and accuracy. Against Gervonta Davis, however, that strategy wasn't enough. Martin was simply outgunned, with Tank's power taking over in the middle rounds, ultimately leading to an 8th-round knockout. Roach is confident that his own style will allow him to avoid the same fate.
Get back on the dust. Our game plan has keep him busy.
Oh, there's a but Martin doing the veteran thing. Davis missing. Martin covered up well. Oh.
He needs to be a little bit more.
Oh, left uppercut.
Goes Mountain. You guys are finished.
big trouble here. There's the uppercut, and there's...
Roach, on the other hand, sees himself as a more versatile fighter. While he may not be known for knockout power, having only 10 KOs and 25 wins, he makes up for it with a high ring IQ and strategic adaptability. Rather than relying on raw power, Roach uses his boxing intelligence to make mid-fight adjustments. His sharp defense and durability have made him tough to break down, as he's never been knocked down or seriously hurt in any of his professional fights. His style is built on longevity and outsmarting opponents rather than overpowering them.
You do it. This is the blueprint. You know, you work your plan and you work and you plan your work. And he's been doing that. He's gotten better since the loss. Sure, he's gotten bigger. He's gotten stronger. You know, so hats off to them. They put themselves in the position for a payday. And that's what this is all about. It's called prize fighting.
Yeah.
When it comes to defense, Roach is confident he can handle Davis's power. What makes people think I'm going to end up like those guys who didn't have the experience and skill? Roach questioned. I think I've got a solid chin. I've been hit clean before, and nobody has ever dropped me or seen me hurt in a fight. While he acknowledges that Davis's power is on another level, Roach believes his durability sets him apart from fighters like Frank Martin, who couldn't withstand Tank's relentless attack. The two have sparred twice before, with Davis winning both sessions by decision. Though sparring isn't the same as a real fight, it has given Roach confidence. Davis, known for his knockout power, wasn't able to stop him then, and Roach believes he can withstand whatever Tank throws at him in the ring. However, sparring is not the same as a full-scale professional fight. Since those sessions, Davis has only become stronger and more skilled, cementing his reputation as one of boxing's most dangerous knockout artists. With 28 knockouts and 30 wins, his power is no longer up for debate. It's a proven weapon. While Roach is confident in his ability to take a punch, history shows that Davis's power has been the deciding factor in nearly all of his fights. Roach may take comfort in having shared the ring with Davis before, but this time, the stakes are much higher. This isn't just practice, it's a championship fight, and Tank will be aiming to end it in the dominant fashion that has made him one of the sport's most feared finishers.
So can you confirm or deny Lamont Roach would be the backup?
No, Lamont Roach and Tank got a history together, an amateur history where they went back and forth as amateurs. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad.
There's something familiar about Roach's confidence heading into this fight. We've seen it before, most recently with Frank Martin. Like Roach, Martin believed he had what it took to hand Davis his first loss. He had the speed, the skills, and the athleticism to make it competitive. And like Roach, Martin was certain he could handle Tank's power. But we all saw how that ended. Martin fought bravely, but once Davis connected with his power shots, the fight was over. Roach, however, insists that he's different. He believes his experience and superior ring IQ will allow him to withstand what Martin couldn't. I've got the same experience as Tank, Roach said. I've got the reflexes, I've got the ability, I've damn sure got the IQ. Yet, for many boxing fans, this all feels like deja vu. They've heard similar confidence from past opponents, and none have solved the puzzle that is Tank Davis.
Deteriorate me. None of these people are outside with me training. None of these people are in the gym with me training. None of these people can do fucking half the thing that I can do. None of these people can achieve half of the things that I don't achieve. I'm in the position where I am for a reason. So all that stuff is just outside noise, and sometimes it, you know what I'm saying, it's training camp. So sometimes I get bored. I'm going to respond every once in a while. So but at the end of
For Gervonta Tank Davis, this fight presents yet another opportunity to display his dominance. With an undefeated record, Davis has steamrolled through his opponents, and many expect Roach to be just another name on that growing list. However, Davis's ability to handpick his challengers due to his WBA privileges has drawn criticism, with some fans accusing him of avoiding tougher competition in the lightweight division. Roach, who is moving up in weight for this fight, is viewed by some as an easy opponent, just another stepping stone for Davis to secure another victory. But Roach refuses to accept that narrative. He's determined to defy expectations, pull off the upset and prove that he's a legitimate threat in the lightweight division. Whether Roach can back up his words remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, he's not lacking in confidence. Adding to the excitement is the ongoing war of words between Davis and Roach. Their rivalry has gone beyond the ring, turning into a heated online feud, with both fighters trading verbal jabs on social media as their December showdown approaches.
What do you think of the announcement of the Gervonta Davis-Roach fight?
I think that, it's had a lot of criticism, but it's not a bad fight. Lamont Roach is a world champion. He's smaller than Gervonta Davis. The problem is not many people are aware of who he is or his ability, but he can fight. I don't think it's a huge fight, but...
It all began about a week ago when Roach tried to troll Tank on X, suggesting that Davis would need to spar with heavier opponents to prepare for their fight. However, Roach's attempt to get under Tank's skin didn't go as planned. Davis quickly fired back, making it clear that all his talking would be done in the ring. The sharp comeback left Roach stewing, as Davis dismissed the trash talk with confidence. That initial exchange set the stage for the growing tension between the two. Roach's bold confidence echoed the same claims Frank Martin made before his fight with Davis, claims that ultimately didn't hold up when Martin was dismantled in 8 rounds. Davis's response to Roach carried an ominous warning, hinting that the Washington, D.C.-based fighter might be headed for a similar fate.
Oh, that's the hook.
For a week, things remained relatively quiet. However, Roach wasn't done trying to ruffle Davis's feathers. This time, he took their rivalry into the world of the NFL, strategically timing his comments ahead of the highly anticipated game between the Baltimore Ravens, Davis's home team, and the Washington Commanders, Roach's team. What started as lighthearted sports banter quickly escalated into another heated exchange between the two fighters. The online spat reignited when Roach, proud of his Washington Commanders, fired back at a Ravens fan who had taken a shot at both him and his hometown team.
Is that what it is?
The fan, clearly siding with Davis in Baltimore, tweeted, "We are whipping DC for the rest of the year. Ravens today, Tank in December." The message was clear, it wasn't just about football. The tweet suggested that just as the Ravens would dominate the Commanders, Davis would do the same to Roach when they stepped into the ring. Roach, never one to back down, fired back with, "This shit different over here." He was defending both his team and his chances against Davis. But as expected, Tank saw an opening and pounced. Wasting no time, he responded with a sharp retort. "Yeah, you asking for it." The message was clear. Davis wasn't just talking. He was making a promise. The exchange left Roach at a loss for words, his only response being a single confused emoji. Unfortunately for Roach, his troubles didn't end with the Twitter spat. That same weekend, his Washington Commanders faced off against the Baltimore Ravens in a Week 6 showdown. Just like in their online battle, Roach came up short once again as the Commanders fell 30-23 to the Ravens. Baltimore's offense, led by Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, dominated the game, leaving Washington struggling to keep up. The Ravens' victory marked their 4th straight win, solidifying them as one of the AFC's top contenders alongside the Kansas City Chiefs.
Man, it's tough, but we try to ignore the noise. He do for the most part. He handled it very well, but we locked in, man. You know what I'm saying? Lamont just classy guy, man. But he a rattlesnake too, man. People don't know he mean, man. So you come at him, he gonna bark back sometimes, and people don't be ready for when he come back.
We seeing it. For Roach, the Commanders' loss was salt in the wound. His attempt to tie his personal rivalry with Davis to the NFL had completely backfired. Not only had he been bested in their Twitter exchange, but his hometown team had also come up short on the field. The loss seemed to foreshadow the uphill battle Roach faces in December. Just as his team had been outmatched by the Ravens, he might find himself outclassed in the ring against Davis. Despite Roach's online missteps, the upcoming fight is gaining momentum among boxing fans. When the matchup was first announced, many dismissed Roach as an unworthy opponent, believing he wasn't on Tank's level. But thanks to the recent social media drama and Roach's persistent jabs at Davis, the fight has begun to stir up more conversation. The tension between the two, both in and out of the ring, is fueling the hype, setting the stage for what could be a fiery showdown in December.
Fighting the best. In the case of Gervonta Tank Davis, where he's given Lamont Roach a great opportunity. Remember, he gave Hector Luis Garcia opportunity to come up and fight him. We haven't seen him since because that money good. Payday. We're talking payday. And Tank is now giving another brother. He just gave Frank Martin an opportunity.
Roach has been vocal about his belief that he'll give Davis a much tougher fight than Frank Martin did. He's emphasized that his experience, skill level, and boxing IQ are on par with Tank's. In interviews, Roach has pointed out that, unlike Martin, who only started boxing at 15, he has a much deeper well of experience to draw from. He also reminds people that he has faced Davis twice before in amateur bouts, losing both times but managing to go the distance. However, the parallels between Roach and Martin are hard to ignore. Just as Martin was confident heading into his fight with Davis, Roach is brimming with self-assurance. But Davis's dominant performance against Martin, where his superior power and precision proved too much for the Indiana-born fighter, serves as a warning sign. Roach may believe he has the tools to withstand Tank's power, but history suggests that confidence alone won't be enough when the punches start landing.
Action, you might, who knows, maybe you might get a call from Tank or something. We don't win.
Yeah, Tank's my guy too, man. I appreciate him shouting me out after the win. And you know what's crazy? After he beat Hector,
Frank Martin, who once claimed he could match Davis's skills, was ultimately exposed by Tank's relentless style. Davis, known for his ability to systematically break down opponents with devastating power, methodically dismantled Martin, finishing him with an 8th-round knockout. Roach, like Martin, is a talented and skilled fighter, but whether his confidence will be enough to withstand Tank's lethal combination of speed, power, and ring IQ remains to be seen. Roach insists he's not Frank Martin, but he faces many of the same challenges Martin did. Gervonta Davis has a well-documented history of dominance, with 28 knockouts in 30 professional fights. Time and again, he has proven that even highly skilled fighters struggle to handle his relentless pressure and raw power. Will Roach be the exception, or will he be another name on Tank's growing list of knockouts? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.